Hello students, today we have to move for the next lesson in the political science, Indian foreign policy. So Indian foreign policy, what is meant by foreign policy? Foreign, the name itself says foreign means other country. To maintain the good relationship with the other country, India has underwent for many agreement that is called as a foreign policy. Clear? So foreign policy means the policy was adopted. Policy in the sense agreement or rule, anything we can take. The policy was adopted by the one nation while dealing with the other nation. Here we have taken India. So like that many of the countries has followed. The policy adopted by one nation while dealing with the other nation is called as the foreign policy. I will repeat again. The policy adopted by the one nation while dealing in the sense while working with the other nation for many reasons, that is called as the Indian foreign policy. So the main aims of, aim in the sense Gurigal, the main aims of Indian foreign policy are, one thing is maintaining the national security. So because nation security is very important, if any other country has declaring a war, so by that time many of the nations has helped that. So good example if you are taken, so now it has declared the Indo-China war, is it? I think you know about that if you are watching the media and everything. So by that, so for us, the USA has supported like that. So it is helpful, more helpful for the national security, and it also enriching the national economy. Economy in the sense we can establish our industries, our companies in other countries like England, USA, Russia, like that. Even those countries are also establishing industries in India. That helps to provide the employment, that helps to improve the economy of the India, national economy. And the next one is spreading the cultural richness. We can spread the cultural richness, I mean cultural. We can show our talent and everything in the other countries. Those countries' talents and everything, cultural talents, they can showcase in our country. So that is cultural richness, I mean exchanging of the cultural richness. And increasing the number of friendly nation, we can create the friendly nation instead of enemyship. Friendship is better, right? So India always searching for the friendly nation. So that is maintaining the friendly nation or increasing the friendly nation, then achieving the world peace and coexistence. That is very important. World peace, peace in the sense shanti, and coexistence. Coexistence in the sense mutual cooperation. Okay. So these are the main aims of the foreign policy to to adopted by the one nation. Okay. Once again I will repeat you what are the aims of foreign policy. One thing is maintaining the national security, increasing the national economy, spreading the cultural richness, increasing the friendly nation, and maintaining the peaceful and coexistence in the world. So these were the aims of foreign policy. Very important question. Foreign policy means the policy adopted by one nation while dealing with the other nation is called as the foreign policy. The main aims of foreign policy are maintaining the national security, then increasing the national economy, spreading the cultural richness worldwide, and increasing the friendly nation, then the maintaining the peace and coexistence throughout the world. These are the aims of the foreign policy. Yes, India first adopted its foreign policy in the period of Nehru. I think you know about that. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first prime minister. Apart from that, as well as he was also the foreign external affair minister. Keep in mind, Videshanga Sachiva anta kariತಾರೆ. Foreign external affair minister. External affair minister. So apart from Prime Minister, he was also the Foreign External Affairs Minister. Who? Jawaharlal Nehru. So when he was the foreign external affair minister. Apart from the prime minister, he has implemented the first foreign policy in India. Okay, who? The Nehru. Who implemented the foreign policy in India? That is nothing but the Jawaharlal Nehru. So that's why these foreign policies of India, or the Indian foreign policy, is also known as the foreign policy of Nehru. It is also known as what? Foreign policy of Nehru. Keep in mind. So why this is called as the foreign policy of India? Because for the first time Nehru has implemented the foreign policies in India. So yeah, as on foreign external affairs minister apart from the prime minister. That's why it is called as the foreign policy of Nehru. Next, which are the main basic aspects? Aspects in the sense factors should be present in the every foreign policy. The main basic aspects in the sense I told you already, factors, ಅಂಶಗಳು ಏನೇನಿರಬೇಕು. Okay, the main aspects of the Indian foreign policy are, the first one is very important, Panchashila principle. First one is Panchashila principle. The main aspects of the Indian foreign policy, first one is Panchashila principle, second one is non-aligned movement or non-alignment, and the third one is anti-imperialism, and the fourth one is anti-apartheid policy, Next one is that is the disarmament. So these are the main aspects of Indian foreign policy. So which are the main aspects of Indian foreign policy? Panchashila principles, non-alignment, anti-imperialism, anti-apartheid, and disarmament. Keep in mind, these are the main aspects of what? Indian foreign policy. Very important. One is Panchashila principle, second one is non-alignment, third one is anti-imperialism, fourth one is anti-apartheid, and the last one is disarmament. Okay, so in that Panchashila principles, in the sense Indian foreign policy having the 5 principles. Those principles I'll explain you again. So pancha means 5. So the to increase the friendly nations. So Indian foreign policy have the 5 principles. Those are called as the Panchashila principles. Pancha, the name itself says pancha is the Kannada word that meaning 5, 5. Okay, the second one is non-alignment. What is mean by non-alignment? Not join with any other country, I mean rival country, ಶತ್ರು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಸೇರಿಸೋದು. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್, the world has divided into 2 groups, that is called as the so in those 2 groups, okay, one is called as the forward group and another one is the rival group. But India has not joined with any other countries because to get the friendship of both the country, that is called as the non-alignment. Align means join. Okay, non-aligned means not joined with any other 2 groups, rival groups, that is called as the non-alignment. Which are those 2 groups? You can ask that those 2 groups are, one is the USA, one is the under the leadership of USA, and one more rival group under the leadership of USSR. The world has been divided into 2 groups. One is the one group is called as the USA under the leadership of the USA, and another group is under the leadership of USSR. Okay, one is the for group and the against group. Okay, so both are demanded the India to join with these countries, but India is not joined with any other two groups, so that's why it has following the non-alignment policy, that is called non-alignment. Non-alignment means not joined with any other group of the word is called as the non-alignment. And anti-imperialism, anti means I told you already, not uncle auntie, it is chikkamalla. Anti means viroda. Imperialism, what is mean by imperialism? Get to know the meaning of the imperialism. I told you already, imperialism means one country has rule over the other country. Okay, one country is rule over the another country with the intention of attacking, that is called as the imperialism. I think you know about that. Sorry, one country is attack the other country with the intention of ruling, that is called as a imperialism. Get to know that one country attack the other country in the intention of ruling. ಆಳಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪೀರಿಯಲಿಸಮ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ is experienced more about the imperialism because India is ruled by whom? Ruled by the English, ruled by the Portuguese, ruled by the French, ruled by the Dutch. I think you know about that. That is called, because it is already they are attacked the India with the intention of ruling also, and they ruled us also. Okay, with the intention of ruling us and they ruled us also, no doubt in that. Okay, so that is what is anti-imperialism. Anti-imperialism means against that, we want to protest that. Okay, nobody want to attack us and nobody want to ruled us. That much we want to be powerful, and India is also in that condition only, no doubt actually, because the military force is very much powerful in India. That was made by the Indira Gandhi, the second Prime Minister of India. I think you know about that. So in the Indira Gandhi period, the soldier troop, what is that, army troop, and everything will be more powerful. No one could easily attack the India. Okay, so that much strong India. Okay, so that is imperialism. Imperialism means attack of one country by the other country. Okay, in the intention of ruling is called as the imperialism. Anti means against to that. That is also one of the policy aspects of the Indian foreign policy. And the next one is anti-apartheid. So what is mean by apartheid? Apartheid means, I told you already, the discrimination of people based on the skin color in the sense whether it is a black or a white. Okay, so this is more exist even in the foreign countries. So I think good examples you know about that. Recently it has happened, that is the USA, that protest and everything, as one of the white police officer killed the black people nearby the car. That has leads to the protest in the USA and everything. Still it was there. So that is called as apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination of a people based on the skin color, dividing the people based on the skin color. But India is against to that. And disarmament means not having any arms in the sense powerful disaster arms in the sense like atomic bomb or nuclear bomb. So like that. Okay, not having that mass disaster or mass killing arms, that is called as the disarmament. Yes, India has followed the disarmament policy also. India is not having any stocks of nuclear bombs, nothing at all. Okay, so that is called as the disarmament. Disarmament means not having any dangerous arms in the sense weapons. Okay, or the harmful or mass disaster arms, that is called as the disarmament. So these are the main aspects of what Indian foreign policy: Panchashila principle, non-alignment, and anti-imperialism, anti-apartheid, and the disarmament. So in that, first we have to know about the Panchashila principles. Which are the Panchashila principles? Very important, these Panchashila principles, and most repeated question. So name the Panchashila principles. All the 5 only you want to write, then you will get the 2 marks. If you missed any one also in that, you will lose your 1 mark. Okay, keep in mind. So these are called as the basic building blocks of the Indian foreign policy. Panchashila principles are also known as the building blocks. Building blocks in the sense ಇಟ್ಟಿಗೆಗಳು. Okay, building blocks of Indian foreign policy, because why they are called as the building blocks or the bricks of the Indian foreign policy, because without these principles there is no foreign policy. How there is no bricks, there is no house, in the same way without these principles there is no foreign policy. That's why those Panchashila principles are called as the building blocks of the foreign policy. Okay, so which are those Panchashila principles? The first one is respecting each other's sovereignty and regional interest. We want to respect each other. Respecting each other. Respecting each other's sovereignty. Sovereignty in the sense feeling of nationalism. I mean, we are all brotherhood. That is called as the sovereignty. We want to respecting each other's sovereignty. Sovereignty means feeling of brotherhood. Okay, that is, and non-invasion each other. The second one is non-invasion each other. Non-invasion in the sense not declared a war each other country. That is non-invasion each other. If the one country is signed the Panchashila principles, so they don't want to violate that. Okay, non-invasion each other means not declared any war against that. And the third one is non-interference in the internal issues. Non-interfere in the internal issues. Non-interfere in the internal issue. And the fourth one is the last one, mutual cooperation and respect. We want to give a mutual, both the countries want to who are signed, so there has to be mutual cooperative each other, and also the showing the respect each other. Next, the last one is fifth one, so that is the peaceful coexistence. I means you want to maintain the peaceful coexistence. So these are the main Panchashila principles. So which are the main Panchashila principles? 5. Okay, respecting each other's sovereignty and also the regional interest. We want to respect their interest, their taste and everything. Okay, so that is the second one is, first one is respecting each other's sovereignty and regional interest. The second one is non-invasion each other. Third one is non-interfere in the internal issues. If any internal issues, I mean state to state quarreling is there, or any issues are there, so we don't want to, no other country don't want to interfere in that. And the fourth one is mutual cooperation and respect, and the fifth one is peaceful coexistence. Okay, so these are the Panchashila principles, and Panchashila principles are also known as the building blocks of the Indian foreign policy. Okay, so this Panchashila principles first signed between the India and China. Panchashila principles first signed between which country? India and China. So but by that time actually, why it has signed? So without not to declare the war against the China, or China also not declare war against the India. So that's why Panchashila principles was first signed between the Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, and also by that time the China Prime Minister nothing but Zhou Enlai. China Prime Minister is, who is that? Zhou Enlai. Okay, but it was breaked because China has declared the war against the India. If it is signed the Panchashila principle also, China violate that and declared a war against the India. Now the situation is, okay, keep in mind Panchashila principles first was signed between the India and China. That is the India Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and China Prime Minister Zhou Enlai. Okay, so these are very important. I'll repeat again which are the Panchashila principles. Respecting each other's sovereignty and regional interest, first one. Second one, non-invasion each other. Third one, non-interference each other. Fourth one is maintaining the mutual cooperation and respect. and the fifth one is peaceful coexistence. Okay, so yes, tomorrow I'll explain you the other part. Thank you all.